Hello, trading is closed on August 21st, 2020. We'll do our disclaimers, then make our calls. This is my plan for Monday. Trade at your own risk. If you like a different plan, just post it and give the reason. I'm making good progress on my webinar and plan to have it by next month. 33.95.29 was a target, supported the target, gets crossed off the list. A new target, 33.90.22, gets added. Unless we gap up smartly, that's my call for Monday. Look for the pattern with the early high. This is it. Here's your late low. Normally it's a negative pattern. When you rally instead, it should lead to further advances unless we invalidate it by gapping and promptly taking out this low, which I think is entirely possible. During the day, MEJT said these squiggles were false and not to chase them. Gave an ultimate sell signal. We don't have to get more than this, but almost always we do reasonably soon. Said this drop wouldn't stick. Now says this rally won't stick and gives us the target. Hit a new high by a fraction. We're still in the demarked resistance area. We've hit this so many times. The odds are good we'll break through at some point, and people have told me the market doesn't make permanent new high prints on Fridays, and all of those things say we're going up, but they don't say anything about Monday. I don't think anything has changed in this chart. We're still at strong resistance from the can fan lines. I don't think anything has changed in this chart. It still is a valid count. I don't think anything has changed on this count, on this chart. Still is a valid count. I did have to use my alternate count here since we hit a new high, but there's a good fib relationship there. I'm certain it's not the only count, but if we drop from here, that still works. Mixed signals, here are the rules we're going to use, and here are my calls for the patterns of next week. Monday has the early low, doesn't mean you won't gap up. I still think this is an area of strong resistance. It's positive. We had a normally bearish pattern that rallied. Unless we gap down smartly, it calls for higher prices. But it's negative. We have a lower MEJT target. It's negative on the day of the new all-time high. Declines swamped advances, and short positioning, according to one source, reached an all-time low as percentage of all positions. It's a contrary indicator. SPX fell just short of 3,400, Apple just short of 500. Market makers have an incentive to have prices trade near these round numbers on option expiration days, because they are obligate sellers of options. They have a real incentive to have as many of these options as possible become worthless, so they go for these round numbers. But Monday, that incentive is gone. We'll use the mixed signals rules, absent gapping up smartly. I think the MEJT target prints, and there's a real chance of gapping down, undercutting today's low. Look for the pattern with the early low. Unless we gap up, there's my target, and that's today's call.